Ian from Lean Media. Today I'm going to show you how to make changes to user permissions in Amazon Seller Central. This video helps. Please take a moment to like it. Follow me. Let's get started. So what I'm looking at right now is the user permissions for one of the service providers I work with, one of the professional service providers. I've done other videos explaining how you should be really careful with the service providers you give access to in terms of accessing your Seller Central account. I'm going to talk about how to change the permissions for what they can and cannot do. And Amazon has this gigantic checklist of permissions for very specific features on Amazon Seller Central. And you can set them to be none. That is, the service provider, they won't have any access to like your A+ content manager. View, which means they can look at the data or they can look at the feature, but they can't make changes. View and edit, which means they can look at it and make changes. And admin, which means that not only can they do all of this stuff, viewing and editing, but they can also invite other people to come in to do stuff. So view and edit and admin, as you can imagine, those are very sensitive areas, and you should be very careful when you're granting administrative access to user permissions in Amazon Seller Central. So what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to be going through and making a few changes to some of these particular features. And it's pretty simple. Well, actually, it's not that simple because there's a lot of features, but the actual act of doing it is simple. So I know that the service provider needs access to A+ Content Manager and Campaign Manager, and I know this because they told me, and also because this is the service that I want them to help me manage. So I know they need access to this stuff. So I'm going to change, and they said it needs to be view and edit for both of them. So I'm going to check that off. And by the way, the red and the green here, this is because I've already made some edits, and then I had to go back and make some changes, and it basically showed what I'd been doing before. So I'm changing this to view and edit for A+ Content Manager and Campaign Manager. And then down here, I noticed that for some reason they had loan registration access. I don't want that. They do not handle loans for me, and I don't want them to register for Amazon loans. So I'm gonna change that to none. And later on, if they say, oh, Ian, we're having an issue with such and such a feature, or maybe it's tied to loan registration, they can tell me and I can make a change. So that's not a big deal. So I just downgraded that service, but then I upgraded these two services to view and edit. And then I can go through all the different things. In this case, I already made the change the last time I was in this particular console, and you can see it used to be red and now it's green, inventory performance, and they asked for that, so that's okay. You can see I've upgraded a few other things to view and edit. This one, I downgraded it to image uploading. I don't really see that they need to be uploading images, or maybe they told me, yeah, we don't need access to that feature anymore. And so basically I'm going through and I'm just checking the things that I've already changed, and also maybe making a few new changes. Like I might say, oh, manage safety claims. That's not really an issue for me. They don't manage that particular thing, so I can downgrade that. And go through, make all the changes I need to make, check the other changes that I've already made. And actually, I noticed something that's kind of weird here. Some of the things are kind of changing without me accessing them. So I'm going to look into that. Like this should be green, not red. So anyways, you can see I still have to do a little bit of work, and this should be a careful process. I mean, you should be going through and either have a list of things you need to change, or go through it line by line and ask yourself, does this service provider really need access to it? And if you're an experienced Amazon seller, you should probably know already. If you're not sure about a specific feature, go to Amazon Seller Central Help and just look it up and see what this feature is, and then kind of cross-reference it against the services that the service provider is providing and see if it really matches up. And then if worse comes to worse, you can of course, ask the service provider to explain, like, hey, why do you need view and edit access to Amazon Insights? Or you can contact Seller Central support, and hopefully somebody can help explain, what that particular service is, or if there's any issue with the service provider having access to it. Once you're done, go to the very bottom of the screen, click Continue. You'll have to review all this stuff again, all the changes you just made, and they'll be highlighted in red and green. And if you're okay with that, save changes, and you're good to go. If this video helped you out, please take a moment to like it and follow me. And also, if you go to leanmedia.org, that's my official website, click on blog or video. I have lots of free resources about using Amazon Seller Central and certain features for FBA and FBM sellers. Thank you so much for watching.